Iowa will get $51 million to boost its electric vehicle infrastructure across the state. But before that happens, it needs to put a plan together to show the federal government how it plans to use those dollars. Local 5's Mary Sugden spoke with the Iowa Department of Transportation and is standing by live on Drake's campus with what we're learning about this plan.
Yes, Stephanie, Iowa DOT says there's roughly 270 charging stations like this one behind me across the state. But that's a number that's expected to rise in the coming years as they tap into those federal funds to really boost options for electric vehicle drivers across the state.
I would say the infrastructure is like, if you want a lot more vehicles, then you're going to need it.
Eric Teal and his wife both own electric cars. When they traveled to Chicago last summer, he says they had no problem finding a spot to charge up once in Davenport. But he says as more people turn to electrics and hybrids, more charging spaces will likely be needed.
I think a lot of destinations on highways, I think, could definitely use them. Maybe that would be a way for like gas stations to kind of adapt, is to allow more charging stations.
We've done a lot of inventory work to identify where there are gaps.
The Iowa Department of Transportation says in order to get the roughly $51 million of federal funding to boost its electric vehicle infrastructure, it has to submit a plan to the federal government by August 1st. In the proposal, it lays out where it would focus these charging portals.
So initially, we're focused on Interstate 29, Interstate 35, Interstate 80, and Interstate 380. So the major cross-state interstates.
Anderson says drivers would likely see an increase around metro locations like Des Moines, Council Bluffs, and the Quad Cities. And while most owners, like the Teals, can charge up when they need at their home, drivers on long-distance road trips need those charges along the way.
That's one of the big concerns we hear from the public, is having that range anxiety where they have that confidence that they have access to charging infrastructure that's going to be open and operational and available for them to charge.
And so these charging stations are required to be within about a mile of the interstate, so you can expect them to be at places like gas stations, convenience stores, maybe hotel parking lots, but they cannot be at rest stops. That's something that's prohibited by federal requirements. So now that August 1st date, once that's passed, the federal government will have until the end of September to either approve this plan or maybe send back some feedback. Live on Des Moines campus, Mary Sugden, Local 5 News, we are Iowa.